Shares of Procter & Gamble, they're down 8% so far this year, despite growth across all of its categories. I spoke exclusively with Procter & Gamble CEO David Taylor about where he sees consumer trends and whether people at this point, with vaccinations rising and cases falling, are still hoarding cleaning products.
No, they're not hoarding anymore. In many cases, they're working off the inventory they've built at home. But I think consumers recognize there's still a lot of variability ahead in what could happen. So they're going to maintain a little more than they did pre-pandemic. But no, I'm not seeing the hoarding anymore.
How do you think about life after the pandemic as far as the consumer habits and changes? What's permanent and what's not?
I think many of us have experienced now over a year of changed behavior. So from our company perspective, health, cleaning, and hygiene categories will take an increased importance than they did pre-pandemic. I think we've all gotten in habits of cleaning more often. We've all gotten the habit of the home being a bigger part of our life. The home is our fitness room. The home is, in many cases, our office. And the home is where certainly we live with our family. So in many ways, these habits will likely sustain for it to be an extended period of time post-pandemic. And that bodes well for many of the categories we compete in. The other thing that the pandemic did was it caused consumers to move toward trusted, superior brands, which then benefited companies like P&G that have a strong portfolio of trusted brands that deliver superior performance.
Given that message that a lot of these trends are here to stay and that the trusted brands are working, are you frustrated to see the stock? It's really barely moved, even though we've seen the overall market sort of take off here. I get that we're seeing higher rates and the dividend-paying staples aren't exactly in favor, but is it frustrating given the kind of numbers you're putting up and the forecasts you're making?
I think you said it, that the stocks or industries can go in and out of favor. What we can do and it's in our control is continue to deliver strong results. And yes, certainly my hope and my belief is over time, strong top line, strong bottom line, with good fundamentals will get rewarded over time by investors. And I think they see P&G as a company that's delivering that.
What have you learned or changed about manufacturing and the supply chain over the course of the pandemic?
It certainly caused us to look back at our business continuity planning to make sure we had additional alternatives. In addition to the pandemic, we've seen things like the storm that just hit our country. We've seen floods in some countries. We've seen volcanoes in some countries. So having a more robust system that allows you to flex both your supply base and your manufacturing capacity, having availability, additional, in many cases, backups, has been at a premium over the last year. So I think we'll come out of the pandemic stronger from a manufacturing standpoint.
I'm wondering if it's...
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.